Today we will discuss some problems on Coulomb force. The first question, Coulomb's law for electrostatic force between two point charges and Newton's law for gravitational force between two stationary point masses both have inverse square dependence on the distance between the charges and masses respectively. Compare the strength of these forces by determining the ratio of their magnitudes for an electron and a proton and for two protons. Next question, estimate the accelerations of electron and proton due to the electrical force of their mutual attraction when they are 1 angstrom apart, and mass of the proton is given 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. Mass of electron is given 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg, and we know 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to the power minus 10 meter apart. Applying Coulomb's law, the Coulomb force between two electrons Fe will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into product of the two charges, electron and proton. Charge of electron minus E, then charge of proton plus E, separated at a distance r. So minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 E square by r square. Here negative sign indicates that the force is attractive. Similarly, the gravitational force between an electron and a proton at a separation r. For gravitational force we write Fg, that is equal to minus g into mass of electron into mass of proton divided by r square. And we know gravitational force is always attractive, so here you have a negative sign. And if you take the ratio of electric force to the gravitational force, then this will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 E square divided by g into mass of proton into mass of electron. If you substitute these values, mass of electron is given, mass of proton is given, then charge of the electron is given, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 is known, 9 into 10 to the power 9, and if you substitute these values, we get the ratio of force between electron and proton, electric force and gravitational force ratio is equal to 2.4 into 10 to the power 39. You remember the order 10 to the power 39. So the gravitational force is very small in comparison to the electric force. The electrostatic force between an electron and a proton is about 10 to the power 39 times bigger than the gravitational force. Similarly, if we compare or take the ratio of the electrostatic force between two protons to the gravitational force between two protons, you will get this formula. So using the same formula and putting these values of E, MP and G and 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, you will get the value 1.3 into 10 to the power 36. So you see, in between two protons, the electrostatic force is 10 to the power 36. Remember this order, 10 to the power 36 times larger than the gravitational force. So here the electric force between two protons is repulsive. Okay. The actual value of electric force between two protons inside nucleus is about 230 Newton. Okay. And the gravitational force between the two protons inside the nucleus is equal to 1.9 into 10 to the power minus 34 Newton. Inside the nucleus, the protons are placed at separation 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Remember, they are placed at a separation of 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Therefore, the electrical force are very strong, enormously stronger than the gravitational force. Next, we have to calculate the accelerations. We have to calculate the acceleration of electron and proton due to the electrical force of their mutual attraction. To find out the acceleration, first we have to calculate the force. The force between electron and proton. If this is the electron and this is the proton, and they are separated at 1 angstrom apart or 10 to the minus 10 meter apart, then the electric force between them will be equal to, if you put this formula, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 E square divided by R square, and put this value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 charge of electron and this radius, you will find the force will be equal to 2.3 into 10 to the minus 8 Newton. And the electric force exerted by the proton on an electron is same in magnitude to the force exerted by an electron on a proton, because the force is mutual force. But the masses of the electron and proton are different. The mass of the proton is of the order of 10 to the minus 27 kg, 1.67 into 10 to the minus 27 kg, and mass of proton electron is 9.1 into 10 to the minus 31 kg. So if you apply Newton's second law of motion, F is equal to ma, acceleration is equal to force by mass, and the mass of electron is less than the mass of proton, that is why the acceleration of the electron will be greater than the acceleration of the proton. So if you divide the mass of electron with the force, you will get the acceleration of the electron is 2.5 into 10 to the 22 meter per second square, and acceleration of the proton will be equal to, applying the same formula, you will get 1.4 into 10 to the power 19 meter per second square. You see, the mass of the electron, the acceleration of the electron is 10 to the of the order of 10 to the 22, and the acceleration of the proton is of the order of 10 to the power 19. Next problem, a charged metallic sphere A is suspended by a nylon thread. Another charged metallic sphere B, held by an insulating handle, is brought close to A such that the distance between their centers is 10 centimeter. So you see, this is a metallic sphere A. It is attached to a nylon thread and fixed to a rigid support, and this is another sphere B, which is held by means of a insulating handle. This is a insulating handle, and they are separated 10 centimeter apart. The resulting repulsion of A is noted, okay, by shining a beam of light and measuring the deflection of its shadow on a screen. So if you allow a light to fall on the sphere and measure the deflection by the deflection of its shadow on a screen, you put a screen here. When it deflect, the shadow also oscillate, and from this oscillation of the shadow we can measure the deflection. Suppose A and B are touched by uncharged sphere C and D respectively. Okay, so you see, this is the sphere C and this is the sphere D. It is uncharged. So when you touch A with C and B with D, then what will happen? There will be charge redistribution. Here charge will be half, and here also charge will be half. So C and D are then removed and B is brought closer to A. Okay, so now you remove your C and D and take A and B closer to, you take B closer to A. You reduce the distance from 10 centimeter to 5 centimeter. Okay. So the question is, what is the expected repulsion of A on the basis of Coulomb's law? Okay, spheres A and C and B and D have identical sizes. Here you ignore the sizes of A and B in comparison to the separation between their centers. So if you ignore the sizes of A and B in comparison to the separation between their centers, then only you can apply Coulomb's law, because Coulomb's law is applicable for point charges. So if you apply Coulomb's law, then F will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r square, and if you reduce the charge into half, then Coulomb force will be equal to q1 by q2 divided by r square will be q1 by 2 into q2 by 2. Here distance is also half, so r by 2. So then Coulomb force will be equal to same. So we see, so electrostatic force on A due to B remains unaltered. So this experiment confirms that if you make the charge half and distance of separation is also half, then the Coulomb force remains unaltered. The next question, why gravitational force, despite being a much weaker force than electrostatic force, is a dominating and pervasive force in nature? We know in question number 1, we have seen that the gravitational force is very weak in comparison to the electrostatic force. But why gravitational force is more pervasive in nature? This may be due to the thing that gravitational force is always attractive in nature, that is positive, and Coulomb's force is attractive and repulsive, that is it is plus and minus, positive and negative. This may be the reason why, despite being a your gravity, despite being a very weaker force, is a dominating force in the nature. Next question, why charge can be added by algebraic means, or is additive property of charge is an obvious property? Okay, additivity of charge or additive property of charge is due to charge is scalar. Because of charge is scalar, we are adding the charges. Charge has no direction, so this is the reason why charge has the additive property. Next question, what is the force between two small charge spheres having charges of 2 into 10 to the minus 7 coulomb and 3 into 10 to the minus 7 coulomb placed 30 centimeter apart in air? Okay, this problem is very simple. Q1 and Q2 is given, R is given. So put the formula F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 by R square, and you will get the result that the force will be equal to 6 into 10 to the power minus 3 Newton. Since the two charges are positive, so the force will be repulsive. So here you see that the charge is of the order of 10 to the minus 7 coulomb. Okay, and the separation is 30 centimeter. So now you can say this charge as a point charge, because the length of this linear dimension of the charge is very small in comparison to their separation. Next problem, the electrostatic force on a small sphere of charge 0.4 microcoulomb and due to another small sphere of charge minus 0.8 microcoulomb in air is 0.2 Newton. What is the distance between two spheres, and what is the force on the second sphere due to the first? So this question is very simple. Here Q1, Q2 is given and the force is also given. You have to calculate R, and if you put your Coulomb's formula F equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 by R square, then you can calculate the distance between the charges is equal to 12 centimeter, about 12 centimeter. And since we know the Coulomb force is a mutual force, the force on the second sphere due to the first, you write it F21. This force you may write F21, its magnitude is given 0.2 Newton, and the force is attractive. You remember, the two charges are given opposite, so the force will be attractive. Next question, check that the ratio Ke square divided by G me MP is the charge of electron K is the constant in Coulomb's law. G is the acceleration due to gravity. Mass of electron, mass of proton is dimensionless. You have to check that this ratio is dimensionless and determine the value of this ratio. What does the ratio signify? If you write the unit of K, then it is Newton meter square, Coulomb to the minus 2. Then unit of E, that is Coulomb, so E square, Coulomb square. And this is the unit of G. Then you have unit of mass of electron, mass of proton. Then this will be dimensionless, M0, L0 and T0. Hence the given ratio is dimensionless. And if you put these values of K, E, G, ME and MP, then it will be equal to 2.4 into 10 to the power 20, 39. Remember, 2.4 into 10 to the power 39. And we have deduced it. We have deduced it in equation 1. Sorry, question number 1. The ratio signify the ratio of the electric force to the gravitational force between a proton and an electron. And here we have fixed the distance between the distance of separation between them. Next question. Two insulated charged copper spheres A and B have their centers separated by a distance of 50 centimeter. Question is, what is the mutual force of electrostatic repulsion if the charge on each is 6.5 into 10 to the minus 7 Coulomb? The radii of A and B are negligible compared to the distance of separation. The next question, what is the force of repulsion if each sphere is charged double the above amount and the distance between them is halved? So here two things are given, mutual force and the radii of A and B are negligible compared to the distance of separation. That means we can apply Coulomb's formula. So applying Coulomb's formula, F equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 by R square, and all values are given. You can calculate F is equal to 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 2 Newton. Then we have it is given charge is doubled, so Q1 becomes 2 times, Q2 becomes 2 times, and distance become half, so R by 2. So if you put again Coulomb's formula, the force will be 16 times, so that will be equal to 0.24 Newton. Next question, suppose the spheres A and B in question number 8, a previous question, have identical sizes. A third sphere of the same size but uncharged is brought in contact with the first, then brought in contact with the second, and finally removed from both. What is the new force of repulsion between A and B? So this is very interesting. When the third sphere is brought in contact with first, the new charge on A will be Q1 by 2 because the charge will be halved. And if the third sphere now have charge Q1 by 2 and it is brought in contact with the second sphere, that is B, then the new charge here will be equal to first. At first the second sphere, B sphere, have charge Q1. Now he got the charge Q1 by 2. So Q1 plus Q1 by 2, and this charge will be get divided into half. So Q1 plus Q1 by 2 divided by 2. So the new charge on B will be equal to 3 Q1 by 4. Now you apply Coulomb's formula again for these two new charges. One is Q1 by 2, another 3 Q1 by 4, and the force between them will be equal to 5.6 into 10 to the power minus 3 Newton. So remember one thing, when two bodies having equal dimensions, they are in contact, their charges will be get divided. The charges between them will be get divided.